Thrive is a daily fantasy platform for player props. Thrive was founded in 2016 by Adam Weinstein. We went live in 2018 with 3 sports, MLB, NBA, and NFL.
DraftKings and FanDuel were in the daily fantasy space to begin with, and that's what led him to the idea of Thrive. The sports betting world has changed. It's now becoming legal in the United States. And we're going through right now with the process of upgrading their technology to be scalable.
Our application always been working, but one thing that we found was that as we were using on Heroku and we started to scale and we started to grow as a company, we realized that we needed to have a lot more granular control over the way that we scaled our dynos when we were hitting really big seasons of traffic.
The architecture just couldn't stand or handle the amount of compute that was being pushed through it. It's not very flexible, and the efficiency for software engineering, deployments, how quick you can get to market with different features, it's just slow. It's very archaic. Right now we have about 60,000 users. I think during the Super Bowl, we have like 15,000, 20,000 users on all at one time. We just couldn't handle the traffic that was coming through.
We spend months, planning out our strategies and what we want to do, and then to have a 30-minute outage could actually cripple. We could drop 70% of what our expected goals are. Having a strong and stable backend is paramount.
We wanted to get rid of the middleman and the compute power that was needed by the back end of the service as a Java monolith. The hardware was subpar. The reason we ended up with Amazon is because Amazon really does have the best tools for managing. For most tech startups, you don't really want to go out there and start paying from day one for AWS, but you got to remember that AWS has a startup program. We're part of that. We got credits from them. They help us out all the time. With that Real Money Gaming group, we have all kinds of little startup benefits that we're getting from Amazon in their programs. And now AWS is offering Kubernetes, which is, in my estimation, the best container management system. With AWS allowing that in that environment, you get the best of both worlds. So that's really what we're trying to build. We're growing. When I got here, I think there were 9 of us. Now there's 20. There'll be 35, 40 by the end of the summer. So yeah, we've moved pretty quick. And we had to move now and get everything moved over to AWS, because if you really want to be scalable and efficient moving forward, you don't want to get caught up in those situations like we did with Heroku, where we're overpaying to be on a platform that just can't handle us. To get out of that, we're looking at the future with AWS as being infinite. After deciding that what we were going to do with AWS, we had to find a partner that AWS was partnered up with, and Caylent was the one that they sent us over to it. After talking, to the sales team and the solution architecture, we realized what we were getting out of this would help us in our future endeavors. We wanted to get to a place where it was easy for us to have a white label environment that we could tailor toward a specific client. We had to have a parent account with child accounts underneath that were actual environments, not only for our own software development lifecycle methodology, but also for the ease of sale. When I first started talking with Caylent and letting them kind of understand what the vision was that I had, they started coming back and telling us, hey, this is what the Catalyst program can do for you. The Control Tower Catalyst program for us was kind of perfect for a fit. I told everybody I was talking to at Caylent what the architecture was that we were going to be looking at and what it is I was trying to do for revenue models and everything else. And everything just fell into place. We've set in the maximum flexibility that we can on what our business model is going to look like in the future. We can keep changing rapidly as the business changes or our needs change. We've moved into a microservices-oriented architecture model, which breaks up the monolith into self-independent services. Now, instead of having one, you have 16 like we are in our environment. We had to have a very specific and defined environments for promotion from one environment to the next when we're doing software development. The way the Control Tower Catalyst is set up, the accounts are split up so that you have the flexibility of disconnecting them or keeping them connected.
Us transitioning to AWS, we're getting our backend over, our monolith, completely over to EC2, and we're also building out our brand new microservice infrastructure using EC2s and Lambdas. So a lot of that, we're prototyping super fast. We're setting up, elastic IPs. We're playing around with like the load balancers, everything. We have so much that we can use with the EC2s and the surrounding infrastructure. We moved our database to RDS, which, we get to a lot more comprehensive logging. We get to restart the database like that if there's any issues, which is really useful.
Once we started walking through everything that they were giving us, I knew it was the right choice. And it seemed like most of the engineering technical staff that I was talking to understood not only what I was doing, but they were giving me ideas for other things. Right now we're in this position where we can work with a partner in Dubai, white label the environment, and support it ourselves. We can just give them the entire thing. They can make it part of their environment. So we have maximum flexibility with what we're doing right now because of the setup of the different accounts.